Hello, everybody, and welcome to, I'll get there in a second, Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Corinne, Kate. No, Kate's not in this. Let me try again. This time I'll have this in view. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Felicia, Ed, and Corinne with their adventures on the fringe of Imperial space. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar below. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link below or vote towards the session twist by becoming a subscriber. So let's rejoin the players for their continuing mission, Jerk Chicken. Yeah, sorry, I kind of went there. As we go back a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And we're back. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
Right. So, game 2 of the week, Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, you're starting to feel it as well, please.
I've been feeling it since we started doing Legend of the Sprawl in combination with Benefactor.
Well,
it's fine. I want to socialize with people, so this is fine.
Yes, it's fine.
It's just that my body doesn't want it.
Well, you're training your body and you're gonna get better at it.
It'll be a relief when you go back to 2 a week.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's gonna be relieving.
Yeah. We'll I think we'll be mixing up quite a bit more in future as well.
Yeah, with the players, please.
Yeah.
I don't mind playing. It's just that I want others to also play.
Yeah.
It's just that everyone always says no, so I end up playing.
Yeah. It's like everybody's like, oh no, I have this and this.
Well, for one of my next ideas, I think I'm going to have people banging down my door. It's particular people anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So.
I mean, you say that. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Anyway.
Thanks for your confidence. Feeling pumped.
I'm sure we can fix that.
When we left off last session, you guys had managed to check out a planet that I hadn't actually given a name to. It's the planet that JT was left on, abandoned. And you started piecing together the story of that fateful night where JT found himself in going from being his jerk transport, what JT stands for, to being a droid alone in the middle of nowhere, not really needing to do that much between his power cells just powering down every now and again, and occasionally dealing with the occasional animal that comes up and tries to attack him. He didn't do a lot for a very long time. There wasn't really a need for him to do a great deal for a very long time. And only now are you guys kind of digging through things that JT back then probably would have just ignored. There was no function, there was no need. And especially considering we now know that JT was overridden when he was left. Some sort of device that works similar to a
Straining bolt.
a restraining bolt, and ended up performing a series of actions and then wiping all memory of them. Memories that he's now piecing back together by finding evidence, markers throughout his hard drive, and rebuilding his memories with the help of X4. I'm going to pass on to you guys. What have you learnt so far regarding the JT story?
You do love to torture us.
Yes, ask us
There's
about
three of you. You'll be able to get you.
Ask us about the session where I don't remember almost any of it because it was 35 degrees.
This is why you take notes.
Yeah.
We found a data pad with a rant in kind of a forum, like employee forum, about a new shipment. Something about having trouble keeping everyone safe. And the more JT read through this, the more it kind of gears, maybe not literal, but gears turned in his head. And figured out eventually that there were Vornsker about.
Yeah, Vornskers, Rancors, but the Vornsker are the important part because they were modified because they're a space thing.
No,
those were the other ones.
that was the Minox. Yeah,
The Minox are the space.
yeah. So there are Minox variants that are terrestrial rather than for space. There was a debate going on as to whether or not they should get a Rancor. And then after that was the delivery of some Vornskir, which just seemed to be wrong. The jerks don't normally hunt these kind of things.
And also, the people who delivered them were shifty in a very kind of
In a very
Empire
imperial,
way.
Empire way.
Yeah.
So you know.
And yeah, we kind of carried on from there, trying to find the other landing pad. And along the way, we found some spores for nausea, that induce nausea. So we can make some grenades or something out of that. And we came across a ship, an ILH KK light freighter with all sorts of stuff on. It looked like a casino almost inside. With guns and stuff on the wall. Presumably they were trophy hunters.
Yep. It was effectively like a biker's clubhouse, basically, or at least what you would imagine one is, because they're normally not that lavish. But it was kind of a hunter/bounty hunter clubhouse. But it was a ship. It was moving on.
Yeah, we figured it was probably what it would be like if our ship was shot down. Just all sorts of stuff, like a heavy stunning cannon with a tripod that takes like 2 turns to set up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That does sound like something us random adventurers might have on hand every once in a
now
while.
we have it, so...
Now we have it, so... It's
if I
come
remember-
full circle.
Yep.
If I remember, this was a loot bomb. I can't remember who did it, but it
That was Minion, I think.
Yeah,
It was a
Minion
or Hermit's
likes to
loot bomb.
give us the good stuff.
Yeah.
But I can go through the list of stuff, but
A good
fair
boy.
to say we got a lot of good things.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to the next landing pad.
Yeah.
So you went to the final landing pad. You managed to find the Vornskir cages. X4 was very frustrated that we couldn't harvest the locks off them. You took a look around, managed to find a few little odds and sods, and then at that point, Nima looked around and realized that you were all surrounded.
Simon, would you like to remind me? Have we encountered any destroyed droids similar to JT? Because they probably would had more.
Nope.
Nope. There was
JT.
camera droids, about the only ones that you are still on the thing, but they're not very intelligent.
Yeah, and JT suggested that we can get back to the ship and send out a kind of a recall home signal to see if they've got anything
the
on their
camera
memories.
droids. But I meant more like if there were other JTs, so to say, on the planet that
Nope, didn't
might have
find
been
any
left.
of me.
Nope. Not what. And JT didn't find any when he was left there alone for like 20 years. So.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, he found after he came to and his memory got wiped, he did see that there were other droids there, kind of like him, that were destroyed. But that's
Probably
it.
mostly scavenged for parts to repair myself over the X number of years I was there. I think it was over a decade, we ended up deciding.
Yeah. So yeah, it would have taken a bit of time. And as you say, you probably would have harvested what you could get. But in the entire 10 years, you probably didn't go to these other parts here. You probably would have just stayed around.
Oh yeah, there's no reason to.
Yeah. So, and also it was the place probably that had the highest logic that if anybody was going to come back, and you'd be able to be going back into service, that's where you would find it, which eventually did become true a decade later. So, you're standing in the clearing, and you can see now that the bushes have twitched very slightly. The Vonskier themselves are incredibly skilled hunters, as close to sentient as you can get. And, well, they're sentient, sorry, as close to higher intelligence as you can get with a beast. Ordinarily, they hunt. I can't remember the creature. There's a creature that has like a negative force bubble, and the Vonskier normally hunt those down and eat them. But the what are they called? They are. I can't find it offhand. Yasalamiri. They tend to look for force signatures very specifically. And now that you are kind of in this standoff with them, as in about to roll initiative, you can see very clearly, no roll required, that they are focusing solely on Nima. JT, it's like you don't exist. There's one or two that are glancing over in your direction, Victoria. But like a passing glance just to see if you're any danger. But they are just glaring red-eyed at Nima.
Yeah, I haven't used my force powers in a while here, so.
They probably sense the fact that you have the spark.
At this distance, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this distance, they can just tell that you're frost sensitive.
Well, it's a good thing I've got my light repeating blaster with me this time.
Yeah.
I don't like stabbing things.
Hi, Jordan. Yes.
What's up, Jordan?
I'm gonna speak to you,
I
I'll try it.
am going to stab a bitch. Very
Let's
on
roll
brand.
initiative, shall we? Okay, 2 and 1 for JT.
That's pretty good for JT.
Let's
Okay.
see here. It is vigilance, which is
Oh, cool.
that.
2 and 1 for the Vonskier.
See, more dice. No, but my cool. I think I have 4 dice.
Oh yeah, that's decent.
4 and 0 for Victoria.
Oh, I don't have the thing up. I have everything else up, but not. I have the.
We need to make you a checklist.
I mean, I have the thing for OBS, but I need my own one. That I need to put in. Okay. There we go. 1 billion advantages.
Yes.
So you are definitely going before me. And the monster.
And a monster, yeah.
Okay.
There goes Simon's
So,
hope for them being
2
able
and
to
6, Simon.
Yep. Yep. So it's basically all of you guys and then them. And I thought they did really well. Yeah. Okay. Any order that you like?
Well, it sounds like stabbing a bitch is happening first.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they are currently at, let's see, they would be at medium range right now. And
But
they are
I'll assume that I can get there and then go into combat with them into like actually approach them so I end up in engaged range.
Give me what would be a suitable tactics roll?
I don't know, vigilance maybe? Discipline?
Give me a discipline. Oh yeah, this is discipline. Give me a discipline check, diff. Oh, normally it'd be diff 3, but you're a warrior. You're comfortable in a fight circumstance at the moment. Give me a diff 2 discipline check.
It's
Yeah,
a
sure.
success.
You can tell that they're going to go for Nima. The
I'm
best
not
option you've got at the
comfortable with that.
moment is to get to Nima and effectively ready an action.
Right. I
Because
shall protect
no-
my wife like the Viking warrior I am,
Mhm.
and basically place myself in between them and her. So
That's
that
going to
she
be difficult because they are literally surrounding you. But what you can do is obscure, a good half of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell JT, you take the other side of Nima, and they won't touch her.
Okay. Wait, my
Okay.
Okay.
And I
So
will hold, draw out my weapon and get ready to hit whatever comes into range.
sure. Okay. JT and Nima, what are you doing?
How spread out are they?
Literally all the way around you. If you want, you can give me a perception check, and I'll do this as a maneuver, if you wish, to try and count them.
No, I want to know how many of them, if I had a thing that was a short distance across, how many of them could I get?
A thing that was a short distance across.
Basically,
For
how many are
example-
then in a short distance?
If
A
you were to
glue grenade.
spray
A glue grenade.
a glue grenade, you think you're probably if you leave it to the last minute for when they bolt and attack you, you probably could get 4 or 5. If you throw it too early, you'll probably only get 3. If you throw it at the moment, you're lucky if you get 1 because they're in bushes.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that for now then, and just what am I? Decisions. I'm gonna try and time it. I'm gonna try and get behind Nima, like the other side of Victoria of Nima, and just have it ready. And if we can get them to pounce, I'll try and catch them. It might be quite difficult, but it's worth a try. It's exactly
it
the kind of
is.
Star Wars thing we need to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is
Absolutely.
absolutely a Star Wars thing to do.
Okay, so Victoria has her sword ready. JT has a glue grenade ready. Nima, you can feel the pressure of these creatures staring at you, hunting you. What would you like to do?
You're currently in between JT and Victoria.
Yeah. Well, I got my pistol out, as I said when I was walking around and keeping a watch, but probably I didn't see these guys. They rolled probably really well on their stealth. But I got my pistol out. So can I see them and shoot them?
I mean, the fact you can see them now, because they're coming out of dense scrubland, you've seen them at the first instance that they're capable of being seen.
Yeah.
That was what your role was at the end of the last session. Is that prior to that, unless you had X-ray vision, you wouldn't be able to see them.
Yeah.
They were made to be stealthy.
Yes.
And also, solid objects are solid objects.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I shoot it?
You can shoot one of them. You can just kind of wait until one kind of presents itself. It will be medium range. Are you at do you have a medium range weapon?
I think my disruptor goes to media. It does.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you would like to try to pick one out and fire.
Oh no, actually, the disruptor pistol only goes to short, so essentially I will hold my action until one comes into short range and blast it when it gets there.
Okay.
So I'll aim.
All three of you going into turret defense.
Yeah. I'll aim. So I'm aiming
Turret
or tracing
defense? You mean wife defense? I
Yes.
hope.
one. Life defense.
Okay. So yeah, you're drawing your weapon and preparing to fire.
Oh,
for
don't
the first
forget
one that
about X4. He's with us.
Yes. Good point. Good point. Press the little astromech into service. 1 and 1, he goes after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the sassy little shit will probably not want to be left out.
He's only got a couple of tricks. He's mostly a workman, so at maintenance. So, and he can't exactly hack the Vornski. The bushes start to shake, and you can see as you're turning around at the different shaking, you'll see that they'll jump out at the other side, kind of trying to get it so that you're the most confused. They are literally all around you. And then suddenly, 2 waves of them, like 2 brackets, coming in closer and closer. They start charging you, but they are offset slightly. The first bracket, you can see that there's 10 of them. Yeah. And you're pretty sure that not all of them have attacked yet. But 10 of them are coming in, 2 brackets, 5 by 5. The 1-5 is going to get him before the second one. Normally to get you to defend yourself against the first one in the middle of a panic, and then the others just kind of jump on your back. You can see they are coming forward. They've got these horrible barbs on their tails, and they are charging forward. The first thing to happen is that they get within short range. So at short range, JT, you can throw now, or you can wait until they're in close range. And they are sprinting in such a way that you have a feeling that they are burning a little bit of string. To put it into game terms, they don't actually have string score, but so yeah, they're at short range now, which means that Nima can fire.
Which is what I am doing. I assume that because these are just. Do they have any defenses? I would, as I was.
No range defense. No.
No. Cool. So it's just a difficulty 1 on that. And I aimed. And roll.
Oh yeah, you get difficulty 1. I get difficulty 2. Why is it higher difficulty to be in close combat?
Okay. I success with advantage, so that is 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. You watch as the disruptor blast hits it. It doesn't do as much damage as you would have thought. It does damage, don't get me wrong, but it hits the creature, and the creature's dense. And you can see as some of the flesh does get vaporized, the creature still keeps running. Its teeth now pulled back in a rictus of primal rage as it carries on plowing towards you. It's damaged, but it's not that damaged.
And weapon
Fun.
Lovely.
Supposed to send this person.
JT is going to wait until he sees the whites of their eyes.
Well, their eyes are red, so you end
That
up in
might
some
be too
sort of
long.
logic loop. They come into close, and if you're going to be using a grenade at any point, it's a close range rather than engaged. Because if you throw it at engaged, you are caught in the blast.
Yeah, I'm definitely not throwing it at engaged range.
Give me a grenade throw. So it's a ranged throw, and I believe this is ranged light. Throwing
It is,
things
yep.
ranged light. Yeah.
What's the diff?
The diff for this is you're deliberately trying to get 3 of them or more. So I'm going to take the diff up to 2.
Yep, that's about what I thought. I took my maneuver to pull it out, so
Yeah.
there we go.
That's going to trigger blast.
Oh yeah, that triggers
That
blast.
is. But this thing doesn't have blast. It has disorient 3 and ensnare 6 in a short radius.
Yeah, that's what you put because you built it, Simon. So I don't know what you. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So they need to make a roll against it every turn. So that's okay. So you watch as it hits 4 of them. Drawing circles around them now. You watch as it hits 4 of them, and this adhesive foam explodes out in every direction, like expansion foam, and snares the dogs. The Vansky. And they all fall into each other like it's kind of a ridiculous sight, like cotton candy, but with dogs in it.
Cotton candy dogs.
With mutant dogs in it. It's mutant dog flavor, which means that on your side, JT, until they break free, you only have 1 on your side, and you can help Victoria take out some of hers.
That's the idea.
As the 2 brackets are closing, things like full auto and things like that will be able to hit more than 1. You don't have to just hit the 1 bracket, because they're all going to be kind of surrounding you because you're a very small point. And
Remind me, how many total?
The total number of them is 10. You've just frozen 4. Nima has shot 1, and it has done damage. It's just you're like, this normally makes things go boom and they disappear.
Did it not auto kill them? Which is
that's
odd.
Especially when it's 11 damage.
11 damage, yeah. I mean, they are dense, muscular, and big.
Bulky.
Yeah, there's a lot of them to vaporize.
I mean, 11 damage wouldn't take out Victoria either, so, you know.
No, but I'm worried because there's 10 of them. And I don't know what Simon plans when there's and if there's 10 attacking us, then we're dead.
So,
That's part of the fun.
not quite if it's not.
So, Victoria, you have Von Skiers coming at you as well. You can hear a satisfying explosion behind you and the yelping of these creatures as they become a huge mass. You feel like some sort of crowd control is about to go on, but there is going to be no avoiding the fact that you and Nima are going to be taking some hits.
Yep.
Try to take out numbers, I guess.
Of course.
They get into engaged. Players always go first on a tie, and you had a prepared action anyway, so you definitely go first. Go attack, and they have a melee defense of 1.
How much?
So 1 black on top of your
I'll assume that I get the blue dice from readying the action and aiming, so to say.
Yeah, I was going to say you're probably close to Nima anyway, so I don't think it will be your full action to take position on her. I'll allow an aim. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because I would have stuck close to Nima in case, after I heard that I hit things. Yeah, that's a hit
and
crit.
quite a big crit as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. Well, 9 damage, pierce 3.
Yep. Compared to the blaster shot.
There was supposed to be one more advantage on that, so that's one
so
crit with plus 40 plus my
Plus your
vicious
vicious.
5, so that's a plus 90 crit.
plus 90 crit. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is not long for this Earth. So first of all, the damage. So you do 9 points of damage, which is less than Nima's, but with your pierce, you was it pierce 3? Did you say the sword got?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you end up doing more damage than the disruptor pistol, even though you did less damage total. The pierce means that you ended up doing more. You've now determined they have soak.
That
Yeah.
is rude. Look at my crit. I rolled a 4.
You rolled a
no.
D4, it was 90.
94.
There was every chance of you just obliterating this thing. So that's that into that, brings it down to that, and it's got bleed.
At the brink, yeah. So it will, because it doesn't have strain. It's gonna like take damage.
It's just gonna bleed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will take 1 strain and upgrade any hit on me. And since I'm in the way of them and between them and Nima, so
So the way this is going to go is that one of them is going to hit JT, one of them is going to attack you. Let's say Glory, Victoria, and then poor Nima gets 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on her.
What?
It could have been 8. It could have been 8.
You know those really annoying escort missions that you get in computer games sometimes?
yeah.
Welcome.
Well, I'm just gonna straight up die, I assume.
The first one is going for JT. And it's the only one that was on JT's side. The others have to all make brawn
A
checks.
hard athletics check.
Hard athletics, wow. Their athletics is...
That's diff 3.
Yeah.
So, 1 failure.
Yeah.
And then when it repeats... Reroll this.
No. Yes.
And that is their action.
Roll the same dice pool.
Oh no.
One of them breaks free, one of them doesn't. 2 of them break free. Hang on, this is the same.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
No,
This
it's a
is
different roll.
right. It's a different roll.
Yeah.
Roll same dice pool. So 3 of them do break
Oh,
free, and
damn.
one of them doesn't. That's unfortunate. But they have got quite a physicality about them.
Yeah. And they've used their actions, so
That wasted their action, and that's the thing is that you've got that one turn to get it. So this one's free, this one's free, this one's free, this one isn't. And so the one on JT is going to do a brawl check against you, sir.
I've got 1 melee defense.
1 melee defense, 2, and that's 2 hits and a disadvantage and a threat if you want to decide what the threat is. And that's a total of 6 damage to you.
6 damage. I have 5 soak.
Take a point of damage as this knife-like tail, like a lash knife, comes over the top of the creature, scorpion style, and dings it in the armor.
I mean, I'm probably...
That threat can just ping for a strain.
I am
Sure.
very worried because I'm gonna go down in like 3 hits.
The second one is going to go up to you, Victoria. So, what's your your melee defense?
2.
2, and you upgraded one of the things against it. They do manage to hit.
Look at that.
But with another, but they get a strain because they've just performed an action, and they get another strain, presumably for the threat. So this one here is not looking too hot. It's attempting to do 5 points of damage.
Well, attempting. My soak is 8.
Yeah, I was about to say it doesn't get through. You're a human tank. It's fine.
I am not,
then-
and I have 13 HP. These things
Yes,
do
we
6.
know. We know. So then the others start to dogpile onto you. What melee defense do you have?
Well, my
Crane?
defense is 3.
Wait, didn't we buy you a personal deflector
Yes,
shield?
That's why it's 3.
that's why it's 3.
Ah.
Yeah. So you watch as Nima pulls up this energy shield that's strapped to her wrist, I believe, presses a button on that's kind of embossed into her glove, and this huge energy shield appears. So the first one, ooh, nasty. Okay, the first one hits. Take 5 points of damage minus your soak.
Just 2, so like 3.
And it's going to cash in those 2 advantages to take 4 stun damage. So 4 strain. As the barb on the tail sinks into your shoulder, a neurotoxin starts to take effect.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh dear. Yes. Second one
Thanks.
fails, but what's the triumph going to be?
Yeah.
It's going to fail, but then run up and basically barrel roll over the one that's in the glue grenade, freeing it instantly.
Can you do that? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Third
that's
one
away
fails?
from engaged range then. Yeah.
yeah, breaks engaged. Yeah. The third one fails, and the fourth one fails. You lucky duck. However, none of them are dead, and all 4 of them that were delayed by the glue grenade still a worthy use of it. I mean, that's 4 attacks that you didn't get this turn are now bearing down on you. So we go back to the top of. We get actually the bottom
How
of the
many
round.
people can how many of them can go in at the same thing? Because we got
They're
2 people.
ducking in and out, probably.
They'll dart in and out. Yeah, they'll dart in, lash, come back out again. Pack tactics.
We're not on a grid.
Yeah, there's no grid. Yeah, and so the next person to act is X4.
Can I shout an order for X4?
I did.
I'm going to yell at X4 to get to the van and start setting up the cannon.
Oh.
And setting up. This is the heavy stun turret, right?
It is.
Yep, sure. Okay.
I hope you've got stats for that because you haven't told us yet.
I will. I'll give you that in a sec. There is a very cheerful X4 going up and uncasing his 2 larger arms, and in 2 turns' time, the heavy stun turret will be set up on the flatbed of the truck.
X4.
Round to the top, you are now surrounded by these creatures. So JT, Victoria, and Nima, what are you doing?
Can I grab the flechette pistol and the darts, push them into Nima's hands, and shout at her to run? Take strain to get out another grenade, glue grenade, my last glue grenade, and get ready so that when they're chasing her, hopefully I'll be able to get all of them.
Okay, yeah. Getting the target to kite. I like
So
it.
what did you give me?
The flechette pistol and the darts, the knockout darts we used last time.
Which I think is is it
Diff 4 resilience
Diff
check.
4? Yeah, I can't remember if that's formidable Diff 4, but it's a Diff 4 resilience check, and if not, think of that like a sack of shit.
And it's light range light, which you're
Which you're good at.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you do that, and you're preparing the glue grenade for when Nima kites with them.
I mean, is there any way for me to run? Because we're surrounded, aren't we? With like them pins.
You're a
on the
hero.
side.
There's always a chance to run. So
There's no opportunity attacks either in this game.
Exactly.
there we go. So next up is either Victoria or Nina.
Depends. There are no opportunity attacks. I would like to, smash something before it gets out of range.
Okay. So there's one that you hit last time, which you think is probably just going to die of the blood gushing out of its body.
That one is no point.
There's one that's got like a crater on it where Nima hit it, and then there's a bunch of others that are relatively untouched.
Yeah, let's go for something untouched so that we can start dwindling their numbers easier, because some of the guys don't do crits.
Okay, so melee defense, diff 2 with a setback dice.
What's a setback dice?
Black.
Oh, 1 black, 2 diff 2.
Yeah. So 2 purple, 1 black. Same as last time.
Yeah. This time I will remember to add my superior thing. That is
painful.
not a crit!
No,
It's
but
not
these
crit,
things
but
are
that's
minions.
painful.
They don't have strain. They're just gonna fall over when you.
Well, they may not be minions.
I like
others that don't have
critting.
strain.
But yes, like I trust Simon would not put like 10 Nemesis claws against us.
Well, no, there's one in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
There's one called Rival.
Yeah.
But no, but I bet the rival's still strong, and putting
Oh, yeah.
10
But so are
rival
we.
claws against 3 people seems a bit overkill.
So how much damage is that total, Victoria?
14 pierce 3.
14 PS3. Which means that they only... Oh, damn it. That means you got 12 on the nose. You watch as, clearly pissed that her last attack didn't work out. You do a heaven to earth strike and just lop the head off one of them. Just dead. Done.
Good.
Victoria does a Victoria. Yeah.
They are not allowed to hurt my wife.
So Nima, what are you doing?
I will. Well, I can't aim because I'm gonna have to run, but I'm gonna shoot with the thing that JT gave me. One of the things.
Diff 1.
Yeah.
And I presume you're doing it as you're running, so you'll break, you'll kind of disengage and bam. Yeah.
Yeah. Fail.
Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunately, the weighting of this pistol is unfamiliar to you, and it goes wide. And as you start to run, they do indeed break off for the most part.
I will give 2 blue to Ed, who is next.
Sure. So the one that's attacking JT stays with JT. The one that's with Victoria stays with Victoria. So that is...
Yeah, they didn't really
1,
do
2,
any
3,
damage,
4,
so I didn't need
5,
to upgrade
6,
their
7.
dice.
Yeah. 7. The remaining 7 are going to be chasing after Nima. Just on a limitation of how close the bodies can get together. You think if you nail this, JT, you should be able to get 5 of them.
Okay, that's something.
Don't forget you've got an extra 2 blue, and the diff for this, because they are all grouped together, is just going to be 1.
Oh, very nice. That'll do it.
Okay. Spend your advantages as you wish.
Yeah, I want black dice on any, like 2 things that are going to attack Nima get black dice.
Sure.
And I'm just going to add a blue to the next allied character's next check.
Absolutely. So that's you lot done. So let's see. We're going to have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. It's good to have these toys. 5. So only 2 of them are able to go after Nima, as the others end up doing the same.
Yes.
Mutant dog cotton candy, and they will be restrained for 6 turns unless they pass a test. What was it? Was restrained, and what was the other one?
And disoriented. They've got black.
They get black. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
And that means that the ones that were restrained before also still are disoriented. That doesn't
Yes.
go away.
So and that's 2 of them that are attacking Nemo. So they're going to have a black.
They're gonna have extra blacks. They're gonna
Yeah,
have
2 because
blacks.
I gave them 1 from my
So
advances.
total of 5
Yes.
blacks.
5 blacks. Where do you have
Yes.
5 blacks from?
But from my deflector
Oh yes,
shield.
with your defense as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I wasn't
That's what
applying
we want.
defense yet. Yeah. Okay, so the 2 charge forward and try to lash their tails into Nima. So 1, 2, 3, and diff 2, 5 blacks, and I'm going to upgrade a dice. I'm going to give you one of your things back because you're doing too well. Okay, so
say that.
it lashes its tail into you, Nima, dealing a total of 6 damage minus your soak, of course. And as it does so, this is the one that you blasted in the shoulder, and you notice that the effort of that has opened a wound, and it takes a point of damage, basically. Converted that to a strain for them. The second one is going to try the same thing, so except less. So that is 5 points of damage, again minus your soak.
What are you doing, Nima?
Yep.
Not
Still
great.
Yeah, she's still up. She's all right. Yeah, so you've got 2 of them in front of you, Nima. All it takes is to plug one of them in the head, and you'll only be fighting off one, thankfully.
Yes, but I'm about to go down.
No, you're not about to go down, because you've got. Remember, you have to go through all the critical wounds and things like that before you get.
Before you die.
Yeah, and you've got a ton of equipment and good shit here. Don't you worry about that. There's plenty going on. That was the Vornskia's turn. X4 does a second turn and goes and says ready in 5 to you all. So you see on your visors ready in 5 as this giant heavy stun turret gets powered up. And you can hear it.
Will it be ready on the next round?
Mm-hmm.
It will be ready.
After
Actually, yes, at the next round. Damn it. Okay, so the stats for this, if you want to take it down, JT.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so it requires gunnery to fire.
Yep.
Because it's a heavy weapon emplacement. It has the auto function. Its damage is only 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it has a crit of 4. The most important thing, and I can't stress this enough, is that it has a stun of 10. So if when you and it takes 2 advantages to trigger the auto, and it takes 2 advantages to activate the stun. So this is a good advantage weapon. The more advantages you can get on this, the better. If not, it will pretty much just knock large creatures out with a single shot. Normally you want at least the 2 advantages so that you end up putting that heavy 10 points of stun into a particular creature.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it is. We go into the next round. That's ready.
The ones that were tied up, did they make their rolls to get out?
No, and they would have done that round, wouldn't they? So let's do that.
if they're disoriented, don't they get an extra black on top of that?
I was
Yeah,
just
they should
checking
actually,
and
yeah.
the disorients should count. Yeah. So 1 gets free. 2 gets free, and I will bank the triumph. 3 get free. The physicality on these are quite nasty. The 4th doesn't, and the 5th doesn't. With the triumph, it's going to rip out one of the ones that didn't. So 4 get free. One of them is still trapped in the goo.
Cool.
And
Yeah, that's decent.
yeah, it's not too bad. Actually, there was one that was attacking JT and one that was attacking Victoria that I didn't do as well.
Yes.
So let's do that quickly. JT, how much melee defense do you have?
Just the one.
Just the 1. Nothing. And Victoria, how many melee dice do you have? 2.
I have 2 defense.
And nothing. It does get some advantages. Take a point of strain, and I can't do anything with the triumph right now.
You can upgrade difficulties and stuff, and upgrade next allied checks.
Yeah, I'm going to upgrade your next attack on it, actually, Victoria.
Sure.
Yeah. But this is the one that's bleeding anyway, so it kind of needs all the help it can get.
So Simi took damage there.
Yes, it did. Oh yeah, it's still bleeding.
Yeah.
It's still bleeding. Yeah, it's not long for this world, but it's trying. So we go back round now that I have done with Vaughn's Gear. Thank you very much for the reminder, Ed. I was focusing on other things. It is JT, Nima, and Victoria.
Question. My integrated holsters also have a grenade pocket.
Yes.
Can I use my quick draw talent with that grenade pocket as well?
Yes.
I'm quick drawing a thermal detonator and throwing it at the ones who are in the.
Because they've only just got free.
Yes.
Oh, now considering your last thermal detonator use was a little underwhelming. We're hoping for great things here.
That's what I'm aiming.
Okay. Give me a roll, and we want to see that. We want to see that blast go off.
Diff 1?
Yeah. Ooh.
No blast.
No blast.
Oh my god.
I think one of them's just been vaporized, but how much damage is that total?
That is 20 damage total.
20 damage total. It doesn't matter if it had pierce or anything like that. What other traits does it have? Because I haven't got it in front of me.
Blast 15, Breach 1, Vicious 4.
Vicious 4.
And Breach 1 counts as
Pierce
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I seriously did not get any of the others. That's very disappointing.
Yeah. So you throw the thermal detonator, and it literally goes at one of the Vaughn's-Gear are still on the floor as it's dragging itself out of the glue. It's lying on the floor like a dog sitting down. You throw it, kind of pitch it overarm, and with a sick, if you had a stomach, you'd have a sick feeling to your stomach as you watch the thermal detonator get sat on like an egg. Let's just say you get. You're glad it's a thermal detonator, otherwise you'd all be wearing bits of Vaughn's-Gear right now. It detonates, and the dog basically becomes a flash of light, and there's just a smoking hole where the dog was. Well, where the Vaughn's-Gear was, because I don't know how to do this to a dog. So yeah, with the Vaughn's-Gear is...
No, you would only shoot off their tail when Cora uses Eldritch Blast.
She did that, I didn't. I'd never do it. She did. Yeah, we all know Katie. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, Kate. Right. So yeah, JT vaporizes one of them, so one less to worry about. Victoria and Nima.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I will.
I was also going to take a couple of strain and run over to the big gun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I was gonna say, could we just, because we can swap around the initiative, if we want X4 to just have a go with the gun and shoot some bitches.
Yeah,
that's not
that's
bad,
what
Shane.
he was intended to do. If you want to, if one of you wants to give your turn to X4. He can
I
absolutely
probably
do
need my turn to stab myself with a stim pack, because otherwise I'm gonna have lots of crits on me.
You'll be fine. All right, you're more than capable of dealing with this. It's an epic fight, but you're packed to the gills with toys to deal with with crowds.
How good
I'm running
is
out.
how good is he with that type of cannon?
Gunnery is out of all of his combat skills. Gunnery is his best skill.
Well,
Yeah. He's an astromech. He's intended
that's
for
true.
being a backup weapon system when required.
Mm.
Can I hit multiple targets?
If he gets the advantages, yes, because as I say, it takes 2 advantages to get to the auto, and it takes 2 advantages to get the stun. If he gets both, we are going to see spectacular things. So
actually, sorry, could I change where I'm running to?
Mhm.
Running at the group that are heading towards Nima instead of the gunnery cannon.
Okay, you're going to intercept. Okay, yes, I will allow that. So they would have to go through you to get to her. So she's got the 2 on her. Was it 2? Yeah,
Yes.
she's got the 2 on her. But you're jumping in front of the remaining 3 that have just got loose.
Yeah.
To put yourself in front of her. Okay. Well, put yourself in front of them. I'm just going to check the rule.
How badly are the ones in front of Nima wounded?
One of them is
Not at all, I think.
one of them is not at all. The other one is heavily damaged. So I'm just checking the auto fire. Auto fire can be triggered multiple times. Each time the attacker triggers auto fire, it deals an additional hit, and they all do the same hit.
Yep.
And then, yep.
You have to increase the diff by 1 if you're going to auto fire, though.
Yes. And he is absolutely going to do that.
Oh yeah. Question is just, do we want him to go first or after them? Because
Well, he's just been given. Was it Nima's slot?
Not me, no.
Has anyone given up their slot for X4? Otherwise, X4's going after. And that's probably fine anyway. Yeah, let's say X4 goes after then.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I've got X4 all set up to what he's going to do, and yeah, he's gonna have some fun with us. But yeah, in that case, Nima and Nima and Victoria, please.
yeah.
So I was thinking about there was something.
I will give you one thing, Victoria, is that the one that's attacking you will probably die of its own wounds.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave that
So
one
you can just
behind.
leave
I've
that to
already
attack you.
decided
It might
that.
do you a bit of damage if it's lucky, but for the most part, it's dying. And at the moment, it's triggering a pack instinct to fight to the death so that the pack survives. You've seen this kind of thing before.
Oh yeah, I have definitely seen it before. It's more that I'm considering,
Because I kind of want to just go past JT and take care of the 2 that's on Nima, because my instinct is to protect the wife, you know?
Yeah.
One of them was heavily damaged. Is there any way for me to, like, as I'm moving, if I use, for example, the jetpack to basically kick one aside as I try to hit the other one with the sword?
You can maneuver in front of one so that you're blocking the way to Nima, and then attack the other one. I'd allow that. Yeah.
Then that is what I will do.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good tactics. I mean, this is pack tactics versus pack tactics here. You know, it's getting you guys to think a little bit. Bit of high drama, but you're more than capable of taking these out. In that case, let's do yours, Victoria. if you want to use the jetpack, we can say for drama's sake, you use the jetpack, launch into the air, and land next to Nima. Ordinarily, I'd get you to do a piloting function check, but this is a wide open space. It's about the perfect space to be able to do this kind of thing. The only thing you have to do is make sure you don't land exactly next to Nima, otherwise you will roast her. This thing is basically an afterburner on your back. So you land kind of just a meter off her and then charge in. There are two Vonskier in front of Nima. One of them
I will
has a
stand in
crater.
between the unhurt one and her, and then I will hit the one that is already hurt to finish it off.
Sure. Okay. So you're going to step in front of the healthy one and attack the unhealthy one.
Yes.
Go for it. And the diff, as usual, is 2 purple and 1 black.
Yes.
It's dead.
Oh God! With that, you should have hit the full one. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oof. Look at that. 3 of them had double hits.
Yeah.
That's
a roll and a half.
disgusting. Okay. Yeah. Needless to say, the one that Nima had previously blasted with her disruptor pistol is less strong and not moving as fast. And never mind cutting its head off. With that roll, you managed to heaven to earth, right through the middle of its body. You literally bisected the thing. Guts are spilling out. It's disgusting. I'm going to say with the black that the next person, which will be Nima, to attack, gets a black. And that's largely because you've had to kind of jostle her to protect her.
Yeah.
I think that's
will
narratively
also
makes
take
sense.
a strain in order to defend stance.
Sorry,
Sure.
is this strain for maneuvers?
Yeah. No, it is my talent.
Ah.
Yeah, she has a.
Also-
I
talent.
have defense stance, so on my turn I can pay 1 strain per defense stance
rank. Yeah.
rank I have to upgrade the difficulty to hit me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
when I have more than 1 of it, I can upgrade their difficulty to hit me several times.
Yeah. Not only is she ridiculous at melee damage, she's also now becoming an expert tank. Yeah.
Simon, can
protection
you
class.
double check for me? I think you need 2 threats to give someone a black.
I think black. A single threat is that the next person who acts gets a black. And
no, that
a-
is 2 threats. A
Yeah, it's
single
2
threat is strain or loses the benefits of maneuver.
Okay. In that case, yeah, take a point of strain, Victoria.
I'll take a strain.
As I had,
Yeah.
because I remember looking at it a while ago
Yeah.
and it was.
I need to find a better way to arrange all of my my virtual screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no proper DM screen for Edge of Empire.
Oh yeah, there is.
Is there? Yeah.
There is.
Good
It's
thing.
not very good, but there is one there. But what I've ended up doing is I've got a lot of these laminates that I can put up.
The thing
I don't-
I've missed most about her running in person, I don't get a screen.
Yeah.
the screen, it's a thing.
I'm
So
gonna be honest, when we ran it in IRL with my dad's group, we used computers as a DM screen because he had everything on there.
you can do that. I just like the whole kind of panorama in front of you where you've got all of the rules and quick references. As I say, I'm in a kind of little cubicle I've made here. So the next is Nima.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with a stim pack.
Yep.
I'm in between you and the next enemy to attack you,
Both
and Jake is
JT
between
and
me
Victoria.
and the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah, you're behind two beings that are much bigger than you and much harder than you.
Well, that's what we had before, but that didn't work. So
Yeah, that's because they were kind of back to back. Now, because you were surrounded, now they're coming at you from one angle and they're not surrounding you. These guys have made a wall rather than taking half each. And they would like to go around and attack, but now that they've seen that the big metal creature apparently is part of the fight as well. They are no longer ignoring Victoria and JT because, frankly, JT and Victoria are killing them. They can't ignore them anymore. It was an original kind of Shard of the Light Brigade situation, but I have written down here that they because they are ravenous for Nima. The original charge is straight on Nima, but as the others start to attack, they start to distract the dogs and the Vornski. I should stop calling them dogs. And start to basically pull aggro, to use the word term. And that's exactly what they've done. This is the kind of thing I was looking for from this battle. Speaking of which,
it's still my turn.
Nima,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I was gonna ask, do you think there is anything I can do influence emotions wise where do I think it would even work on these things, for knowing what I know about these things?
Give me, and this is a free action, give me a, I guess it would almost be like a sense emotions or a just a perception check with force applied.
Yeah.
To see.
Could I have added a blue because I regurgitated the Wikipedia page a while ago?
That is true. He did regurgitate the Wikipedia.
Actually, yeah, that's worth a blue.
Yeah,
That's worth
okay.
a blue. I'll give
And
you that.
what's the diff on that?
The diff on this, they are not exactly duplicitous. The diff's only 2.
Okay, that's a roll. You didn't roll a single success.
No.
Oh my word.
Okay, so wow, how do we role play? How many?
Everything but the thing you asked for.
9 advantages.
Can I flip a light side to get to convert all of those into the thing I asked for?
Yes, I will allow that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't think up enough for that stuff. Other than you, instead of unless you want to give them like a billion black dice, then yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, you know that these are force hunters. They are not immune to the force, but they are very, very accustomed to it. They are born accustomed to it. They are hunting force-sensitive creatures right from the start. These guys even endangered Jedi. A single one, a Jedi would be easy. I mean, maybe a youngling would have an epic fight against
Not
a single one skier. Well, I like the idea of a youngling story where the youngling takes that single one skier, but a pack of one skier. That's when the Jedi would start worrying. Yeah, you know that the best thing to do with these things is just kill them.
Yeah, I don't think I could make them rout.
No. You have a feeling that as part of their pack tactics, they would probably rout when you kill a certain number, because you know how I like realistic battles like that. But at the moment, they don't seem to be wavering. Because out of the 10, you want to kill 1, 2, 3, although the 4th one is a death door.
Yeah, making them panic is not a thing that's gonna make them run away.
No. They will run away when they believe numbers aren't going in the direction.
Right.
And considering they've seen how heavily hurt 1/3 of your group is, they currently think that they can do it.
Well, I will try to shoot another one with the thing that I was given.
Yep, the flechette. Yep, go for it.
You have 7 darts left.
Yeah.
I'm keeping track of them, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just
You're not engaged thanks to the other 2, so it is just literally a diff 1 because you can just kind of point the gun through like JT's legs or something and fire. It's right there in front of you.
Yeah. Yes, and I can't aim because I used my stim pack. So
Yeah.
I keep not hitting anything.
Nasty. This flechette is really weird. It kicks in a very strange way. How would you like to spend your advantage?
2 blue to X4 when he's gonna duck it
Sure,
up.
I think he's got a total of 3 now. Sure. Okay.
X4 is gonna shoot the shit out of them.
Osnar's done some weird stuff to this flechette pistol, so it just doesn't work in organic hands. It was built for droid
It was
hands.
built for droid hands, yeah.
It's just I can't roll for shit.
I like the flavour of that because that's all correct. You hear from X4, and on your HUD you see, look at this, there's a sudden so that's 1, 2.
Well, it's
3.
the dogs first, isn't it?
Oh, actually, God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm so eager to go for X4. I forgot that I've got to try to rip you all apart with the dogs. So, from top to bottom, Victoria, the Volskia that comes up to you, that was attacking you before, catches up with you, bleeding across the floor as it does so. Literally has 1 round left and it will just die of natural causes. And it's going to attack you, but with an upgraded check. And yep, cool.
Yeah, it's all attacks until my next turn.
It does actually manage to land a hit in its final throws.
Oh no! What we're gonna do with Fleece's 8
so that's 5 damage, so take -3 damage.
What are we gonna do?
Right. Lovely. And another blue to X4, you know? Why not? He's gonna have the funnest time.
The second one that was on Victoria is going to attack you. And that is. I didn't even apply your
Defense.
Your defense last time. How bad is that?
Well, it doesn't matter.
I applied 1, instead of 2.
Fine.
Comes up to you. And that one again hits for 6 damage, so take -2 damage now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you wonder why I threw Volskias at you. Because one of you just doesn't get damaged at all anymore by physical attacks.
Yes, I still only have a circle 2.
The third one is going to try to escape from the glue.
Oh,
and fails, just thrashes about, and actually makes the situation worse as it takes a point of strain.
The glue did something.
Yay!
More than one turn.
It soaked a lot of attacks, to be fair, even with them
yeah.
getting out with the physicality. You know, you've seen how bad the attacks can
I
be.
need to buy some more of those glue grenades.
Yeah.
That one's dead.
Worth the investment.
One of the so there are 4 that's going to attack JT. Your melee defense is 1.
1.
Was it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So as 4 of these barrage into you, so that's going to be a take 2 strain.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you give people strain with 2 advantages? Because
you can't give people strain with advantages. You can recover your own strain, but you can't give people strain.
Hang on. Let me get that down. It's been a while, and I'm running several games at the moment.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
Let me get that one.
Yeah, it's fine, Simon. We try. We help you. So
Yeah.
We play fair. You play fair. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. 2 advantages. They're going to use effectively attack tactics, and he's going to give a blue to the next one.
Yep.
And with the advantage, he's going to upgrade the next one as well.
Yeah.
So the next one is going to be a blue on top
Painful.
of that.
I think is the word.
Let's see if this one actually doesn't manage to hit you with the tail, but ends up locking its legs, locking one of your legs in its jaws, holding you in place. For the next one too, there we go. That's 7 points of damage on you.
Oof.
So that one manages to take a chunk out. And then the final one, it's just a regular attack again for 5 points of damage, but it itself takes strain.
5 points of damage? I think you mean no points of damage.
Because you're soak 5, yeah.
Yes.
How do you want to spend that? Sorry, I should have given you.
Yeah, I'm going to be pinging for strain because
That
two
translates into
threats is
2 damage actually on these guys. So.
Yeah, on anything other than a nemesis, yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
no, actually, sorry, I'm going to take 1 free maneuver.
Oh, yes,
Ooh.
go for it.
And I'm going to back up a short distance so I'm not engaged when I get out my big gun.
Absolutely. Now that you've blocked all the attacks, you can do that. Having blocked them all, you kind of back up, seeing that Nima is behind Victoria. You hear, and that is check out this.
Yes.
Finally! Go for it, X4, with all your blue dice.
You have 4 blue dice, I think, in total.
I think you'll find he has 5 blue dice because he's about to take hit point of strain. The diff is 1 because all of these bitches be in his in his sights, and he is going to throw a destiny point as well because he believes.
Yes!
Yes. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, Jesus!
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so that is so activate stun.
Ooh, actually,
Auto.
one more. Roll one more purple dice, Simon, because it's diff 2 when you do auto fire.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Your honesty. Nothing. There we go. So it's still the same.
Yes.
So So the first 2 advantages on that roll activates the stun function. Then the auto goes off twice, which means it hits 3 targets. 3 targets with an extra stun of 10. And the 2 on top of the 2 already. That's nasty. That is so nasty. So let's see. Damage 2 to damage 4. They've got a soak of 5, which soaks all of that damage, but because it hits, they each get 10 stun.
Mm-hmm.
No. He's not going to do it that way around. He's gonna hit 2. Does he want to hit 2 and crit? Hit 1 stun crit. No, he's just going to go for 3 of them. You watch as this automatic heavy stun turret just starts firing what seems to be perfectly straight bolts of lightning in like a strobe effect at these beasts, and you can see that as it's hitting them, they are convulsing as their muscles get hit by the electricity, and their muscles start to contract randomly against their will. 3 of them have dropped down to 3 of them have taken 10 points of damage.
Yeah.
And considering one of them was the one that had already been done to strain, that actually kills one of them. As you can just see, it is just lying there twitching. It might be dead, it might just be out for the count, you don't know. But that's another one taken out of the thing. The remaining 2 are getting back up off their feet. But you can see by the fact that they are twitching and lurching and things like that, that their health is very, very low. They are not long for this world.
Have I overused nice shot, kid? Don't get cocky.
So just to recap, Victoria has 1 attacking her that's bleeding to death. She has a second one that is attacking her that is at full health. There's 1 in the glue. There's 3 attacking JT. 1 of them is hale and hearty, but the other 2 are basically crackling with electricity and convulsing all over the place.
And they're a short distance away.
They are a short distance away now, yes.
Also, tiny little detail.
Mm-hmm.
How's X4 targeting this gun? Is he like wired into the targeting system, or has he got his arms out?
He's got his arms out because this is a manual gun emplacement. So
Beautiful.
the 2 big arms go grab hold of the gun, and he's just. You can see that he has the little periscope that our units have. Because he can't see over the top of the turret, he has had to do the little periscope thing to see where they all are.
My favourite bits of flavour,
perfect.
X4 flavour.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me of that, because that mental image only came to me when you asked. I should be better at that kind of thing. So yeah, that's
You've got a lot to manage.
fundamentally changed especially switching from system to system. I mean, bear in mind, what was it? Was it Saturday or Sunday we did Lancer?
Yeah, Saturday, and we've got
Saturday.
Numenera
So
tomorrow.
Saturday Lancer, Monday D&D, Tuesday Genesis. But I'm getting them. Top of the shop, JT, Victoria, and Nima. There's 3 attacking JT, 2 attacking Nima, one of which is at Death's Door, and 1 in the glue. You can see the one that isn't bleeding to death, that's attacking Victoria, is trying to skirt around to Nima.
Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna try and take out this turn.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're okay with me going first?
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, go for it.
Stabbity stab.
Stabbity. Makes Felicia happily.
I was trying so hard to get a rhyme there.
Yeah. Just 2 purple?
2 purple, 1 black. Because it still has its defense. Yeah, they're natural melee people. So that is crit with a +4, and then you're vicious on top. Is that what, +70? +80?
+4, then it's +90. Because I have a 5 vicious.
In that case...
I am vicious 5.
So this is as I say, they've got 12 wound threshold. So let's go for the crit first to see if you
First,
kill
let's
them.
see damage. So I do... The weapon does 8, so 9, 10, 11, 12.
12, yeah. And then it's Pierce 3, which means the soak is reduced to that. So I mean, it does a lot of damage.
It's not dead, which means I get to roll crit.
Dead, yeah, which means go for the crit. Come on, don't roll a 4 this time.
Yes!
Obliterated death. That's what we want to see. 151.
Just.
You cleave it in half. There's a little bit left that's connecting the 2 parts. It looks at you, kind of snapping in your direction, but then looks at the huge wound and just kind of falls over and starts to twitch as it dies.
They have not realized who the real predator is in this situation. Predator. That is the word.
So at this point,
English
you have triggered
me.
the pack escape tactics. They are going to try to flee. You can see they're going to try to flee. However, if you want to take them out so that they don't end up regrouping or whatever, you can still take your turn. So that's Victoria, JT, and Nima.
JT. Oh, sorry. Do you want?
No, go for it. Go for it.
JT is going to draw his gun for the first time in this combat.
Yeah.
He's been throwing grenades and giving other people guns.
Draw your gun.
Swings
Shoot
round.
some.
A huge light repeating blaster.
Mm-hmm.
Take a strain to aim.
Yep.
And just auto fire.
Dropped. Yeah.
into those 3 in front of me. Okay, I'm not going to get an auto fire, but I am going to get a hit.
You're going to smear one of them across the floor. Are you going to go for the
total?
I should have asked this, but are you going to go for the healthiest, or are you going to go for the least healthy?
Oh, I was always going to go for the healthiest, because then auto fire would go to the others.
Of course, yes. So even though you've gone for the healthiest, and even with their ridiculous amount of soak, with 18 damage, needless to say, you thwapped, and the one in the middle just becomes a cloud of red mist.
I can't hit more than one, even with grenades at the moment.
The healthiest one is gone. You can see that the remaining are starting to flee. So you've got the 2 that were hit by X4 that are convulsing and things, and them trying to run away. It isn't funny, but it is ridiculous, I think is the best way to describe it. I don't think anybody with a soul would laugh at watching these creatures kind of convulsing and trying to run away at the same time, but it is a ridiculous sight. the so Nima, you get an action, and then it's the Vonskis.
Yes. I might as well try to. Finally, with this, I will try to hit one more time. This time I can actually aim because I can use my action. And I'm gonna try if I can finally hit this thing with the sleeper dart.
Really want to be able to shoot this gun.
Yeah, it's the karmic one.
Yeah.
So down to 5 of these knockout darts now.
Okay. Yeah, because I keep yes, 5 because I'm
5.
yeah.
Because you're firing one now. Yeah.
And then 1 blue because I'm aiming. It's just diff 1, and all there. Finally.
Yeah.
Okay. So it only does a maximum of 1 damage because that's how that works. And are you going to hit the one that's in the glue, the one of the 2 that are kind of convulsing because it's got electricity going through it, or the bleeding one? The bleeding one, you have a feeling is not worth shooting.
No. Are not any healthy ones left? They're untouched.
There's a pretty healthy one in the glue.
Well, the glue one is. Well, sure, I'll shoot the one in glue because that one's not going to be able to run away. So
Sure. Okay. So it needs to do a resilience check. Its resilience is, like most of its rolls, 1 yellow and 2 green, and it was a diff 4, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
and it is.
Formidable.
It is also disorientated because it's in the thing. So it's actually hyperventilating and stuff. So the black still counts. Yep, it fails. It's asleep, completely knocked out.
nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I will shout back to Nima. Good shot! Because that's the only one I saw.
Yes,
You just assumed that she was shooting up and down. Yeah. And
Thank you.
For the turn for the other 2, the one that's bleeds out and dies, and the other 2 you can see are convulsingly running and trip over several times on the way to the forest line. X4 sends a very quick message and says, "Take them out?" ?
Yeah, there may be more.
Okay. And so you hear the whoop, 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 whoop. He's just going to go for a regular one this time. He is going to carry on going for the strain. So and he is going to go for the auto as well. So he's going to bring it up to 2. And he is going to go for the auto on this. This thing does do damage as well because it's got a large amount of energy put into an organic body. So with damage 2 and 3, and he goes on to auto as well, that's 5 points of damage to each of them. Oh, hang on, we have a Soka 5.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
X4 wouldn't know that.
In that case, instead he's going to just activate stun quality, and one of them gets away, going into the bushes, and the second one gets knocked the hell out. So that, with one slightly twitching Vonskia running into the brush, this took 24 seconds? Something like that.
1 hour and a half.
Typically it's 6 seconds per round in role-playing games. You, in around about half a minute, you can now see that there is the bodies of mostly cut in half Vonskia. However, there is 2
Mostly
Vonskia
cut in half.
that have been hit by the heavy stun turret. And they seem to be unconscious. And then there is a peacefully sleeping Vonskia in the glue grenade, and of course it's not even attempting to get out now, although the glue is starting to fizz away because it's only in snare 6.
Yeah.
You've got 3 sleeping Vonskia. 2 of them, one of them is perfectly healthy, The other two have got kind of burns from lightning, from electricity burns, and seem to be kind of convulsing even in their unconscious state. What would you like to do?
JT, should we?
3,000 credits worth of grenades, and I killed one of them.
Yeah. Maybe we
Is
should.
that how much you pay for the grenades? I mean, you buy a sword once, and you can kill many.
Ow.
Yeah, I mean, a thermal
Ow.
detonator's meant to be able to kill
Ow.
many as well.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
You can see that where some of the stingers hit Nima, she's got blackened
Yeah.
veins.
That's not good, sweetheart. Well, JT, can we take us back? Go back to the ship. We'll have to look this over.
Yeah, we were heading that direction anyway.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have Giza with us.
No. I'll do the best to patch you up with the normal means, but we'll have to go back to the Sprawl as quickly as possible.
I stabbed myself with another.
What are we going to do with them? And you watch as X4 points at the sleeping.
Just leave them. They're
canine end.
they're just animals. Just leave them. They were just doing their natural thing. I'm gonna stab myself with another stim pack, by the way, to bring down.
Yep. Regain 4 wounds.
I am going to do like search them and see if there's any like brands or any kind of markers.
Do me. I will allow. What would I like out of you? I guess I'll allow. A weird choice of mechanics, xenology, or medicine.
Ah, 3 things I am very good at.
Do you
Yeah,
want
I
to
am
ask X4 to help for this?
equally bad at all of them. Well, X4 can join and help me if he wishes, but basically I'm just going over and doing a quick once over. And
JT, is it worth it to put them out of their misery? This is not their natural habitat anyway, so they probably aren't even feeding on what they should at this point.
does that make a difference?
Not really on an abandoned planet. We probably don't need to worry about the ecosystem here.
And also, if any of the jerks come back, might be able to kill them.
True.
But
So-
what,
Someone else to deal
what
with.
dish
Why not?
did you want for that?
Depends which one you do.
I'm going to go for xenology, because that's the only one that's a career skill for me.
Sure. Okay. For the xenology, it's just a difficulty.
With your 1 dice, good luck.
Yeah, he
I've done it.
Pass
I've
it,
done
well
it.
done.
You've looked over the profile of Von Skira in the past because you have looked over the profile of many beasts in the past, mostly on how to hunt them and their hunting patterns so that you can protect the jerk. The not Nima, but other jerks. You can
Does
see
not count as a jerk.
you can see that these have been either genetically or surgically manipulated.
Hmm. Can I take samples?
You may indeed.
Would that have been recent? Depending on how. Do you know how long they live, JT?
Well, they were brought here about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And because you passed on the xenology check, JT, yes, they are quite old. You don't see any signs of any young members. They are scarred up, but they seem to be well fed. Based on what they were saying before about the economy, they have basically been terrorizing the local forest area for the last 10 years and eating quite heartily, by the looks of it. X4 trundles up and goes, and on your visor you see there's a mechanical component here. and ends up pointing and prodding at a particular part of one of the Wonskia. And Victoria, in your HUD, X4 says, "Do you mind doing the honors?"
Yeah, I'll help out.
He wants you to cut out whatever's in there.
Yeah. Can do. Well, roll is that, or do I just do it?
Give me a it's a melee check, because you've done things like skinning trophies and things like that, jointing them and things for food.
Yeah,
so
taking the meat so that you.
Yeah. I will allow survival or melee
Mm-hmm.
for this, and the diff is just going to be 2.
Well, my melee is better than survival, so.
Sure. Yeah, you expertly just cut where he's prodding. You just cut the area around it, snapping a couple of ribs and stuff. And yeah, sure enough, there's a piece of implanted tech.
Sure supports your theory about these being sent here specifically.
Yeah. Okay, we're bringing a dead one. I don't want a live one on our ship.
No.
Good.
So gonna find the most intact dead one.
Sure.
I mean, that's a little hard since most of them are cut in half.
Yeah.
That would probably be the one that got
Or we
blasted
could
mostly
just,
by electric
slit
blast.
the throat of the sleeping one.
Yeah, you can kill one of the ones that are currently knocked out if you really want to. You can just.
Yeah, that's a decent idea.
So you get one that is as intact as possible.
Sure. Yep. You take a specimen and throw it onto the flatbed.
Yeah, as we're doing that, I'm gonna give X4 a good hearty pat on the dome. Say, "That's some good shooting. Didn't know you could do that."
Right, and with that, we're going to take a 10-minute break, and we will come back for the next stage after this. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
See ya!
and welcome back. When we last left off, the three of you managed to see off a pack of 10 Vornskir. The Vornskir, by the way, are known for their viciousness in battle, as you saw by the fact that they had Soak 5. I think that's the most Soak that of any creature that you've gone up against so far that hasn't been a droid. And that's why the blast, the original blast with the disruptor pistol didn't do as much damage as you expected. It did a lot of damage, they just soaked a little bit as well. The Vornskir, by the way, are known so much for their fury and viciousness and their pursuit of force sensitives that the 7th form of lightsaber combat, which I always have to look at the proper name of it, is Vapad, is known as the Way of the Vornskir. So that fighting form is actually named after them. And Mace Windu's form was the Way of the Vornskir, where he would accept his own fury and the fury of his opponent, and just basically channel that as part of the fighting style. So some fantastic references to this creature. However, the creature itself has not had a huge amount of love over the years. There's a fantastic, and I'll bring up the picture. Can I just put that picture in a new tab? Yeah,
okay, I'll bring down Victoria, who's currently gracing us with her wisdom.
So this picture here is one of my favourite Vornskir pictures.
One second, Simon. I need to find where fucking Victoria is. There she is. Okay, there we go.
Okay. So yeah, this is one of my favourite pictures of the Vornskirs, and this is how I see it: is that tuft in the tail there has a nasty-looking barb in with a venomous tail, a venomous tip. But the one that doesn't get as much love, and this is the one only time you'll see a Vornskir in any of the movies. Where is it? There you go. They look like basically rat dogs. So this one here, you do see it in one of the movies. Can't remember which one. Just as somebody's pet or something, which is supposed to tell the enthusiasts how badass this person is by the fact they have one of these as a pet. Anyway, with a neatly dispatched corpse of one of these and its implant still intact, you've got it on the flatbed. What would you like to do?
I haven't got anything else to look at on this planet. Anyone else?
No, this is for you. We should probably head back.
Yeah, we need to get Nima to proper medical attention.
I agree. I will mount up on my swoop and head back to the fire spray, the unnamed fire spray.
Oh, okay. You put the Vornskir on ice. Thankfully, the fire spray has got the facility to be able to keep corpses fresh and recognizable from you.
Wonder why.
Strange thing for a ship to have. And you load up your new booty. Will you be taking the quad speeder?
Nah.
I don't think we can fit it without leaving my swoop behind.
Let me check.
There's not much space on a fire spray.
Yeah. You can just about get the swoop in there, so yeah, quite right. So you leave that behind. Maybe put it under a cover just in case somebody else is going to need it or something. That's you done. You do have some leads to go with. You've had some descriptions, but the major thing is those data pads. You've got two. You've got one that you found in the lodge, and you've got one that you found in the animal station, which you can probably probe into deeper.
That was one thing we forgot to do. So before we leave, we modify the ship system to send out a come home signal to the camera bots.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Glad you remembered. 5 of them return.
Ooh.
And neatly land in front of you and fold up their little cells. They've charged up for the day. And almost like how a pit droid folds up, they're just their little portable devices.
Well,
We bring in
that's
all of
something to do on the way back.
The reason why I say this is that with all the stuff that X4 can do, hacking a bunch of flying cameras is, and these are like, tourist cameras, not kind of security cameras,
Yeah.
is the easiest thing in the world. So yeah, he does that. You've got 5 cameras.
Nice.
Cool.
So yeah, on the way back, we will be.
Sifting through footage.
Yes. I wonder how much memory they have. Do they have 10 years worth of memory?
Well, they have very, very, very low-level droid brains. You can see that they've zip filed a lot of stuff. For the most part, they have what they've been told to get, which is a lot of tourist footage. Yeah. Like PR footage. They've got beautiful sunsets and flying over the canopy, flying through the between the trunks of the trees. Any animal that they can take pictures of. You've got a couple of really good shots of the Vornskier, and a selection of the other creatures
As
that are on here.
JT and X4 goes through them, Victoria will just point, say, "Can you send some of those to me? I'm gonna forward it to my family and brag about what we've killed."
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
My
I would
cousins will be so jealous.
I would like, as all the footage, and you're flicking through like thumbnails for part of it as well, because it takes a lot. Actually, one of you is a droid, so actually X4 is a droid as well. Fine, I'm just going to give you. So it's you're going through just a lot of very fast images. There's a few things that you that catch your eye. So as I say, you get the Vornskier ones. When you ask the cameras to unhook some of its files from the date when it all went wrong, 2 of them are refusing, which is strange for a tourist camera, and 3 of them start to bring it out of deep storage and starts unzipping the file. You do notice, by the way, as you're flicking through the images, there seems to be one image of 2 large pair of eyes staring out of between some not between some tree trunks. There's a tree trunk in between the 2 eyes. It's in darkness, but there is some huge creature on this planet.
Ooh.
Well, happily we didn't run into that.
Oh, that looks fun.
No.
Well, if we ever need to take a holiday, I mean, we've got coordinates. It's not inhabited anymore.
True.
I haven't been properly hunting in a while.
Yeah, you guys can go on your hunting day holiday. I'm staying in the cabin and not going outside where forest creatures hunt me for sport.
That's, I think,
The best
entirely
idea.
fair.
X4 says they weren't hunting you for sport, they wanted to eat you.
Yes. If you want to be technical about it.
Always technical about it.
So those 3 that 2 are refusing, but what are the 3?
2 are refusing. The other 3 are diligently unzipping the file.
Oh, so that's going to take some time.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Okay. So you take off. You get flying for various other destinations. X4 gets bored of the cameras and starts working on it would be the data pad from the lodge. So
The one where there's absolutely nothing at all hidden ever. because I failed my roll.
I'm going to flip dark side back to light. And still, the plucky little astromech nails it. And goes, I got it.
Got what?
The details of the person.
Wait, what? Which person?
The client. You wanted the client's name, right?
Yes.
Well, are you going to tell me it?
Okay. And start sending through this file. It is effectively a contract. It's a contract, insurance contract. And it has Powell Ota. That's Paull and then OTA.
Ota is ringing a bell. I don't know if that's just because it's a Star Wars name, or because we've actually come across an Ota before.
It's a series of sounds that they often put together in names.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
Yeah.
And X4 gives it to you, and you can see that the way that this has been written out and checked by a lot of bureaucracy, there's a lot of stakeholders and things like that have been added to it all. You're not leaning towards criminal, you're leaning towards corporate. This is probably some corporate darling.
Okay. Well, we know who we need to go to for corporate dealings. The reason Otta is memorable is because we killed a small mob boss called Otta Pin. But it's
What's up, him? Yeah.
Otta with an H.
That would do it.
Anyway, sorry.
X4 then comes up and says to you privately, JT, would you like to take another deep dive knowing this information?
Yeah, the ship's got a decent auto. Actually, I don't know if the ship has an autopilot. We're in hyperspace. It can do itself in hyperspace.
Yeah, we're not doing pilot.
We've got a very slow hyperspace drive on this ship.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah, there's a kind of wow, and X4 says, and an astromech.
Right, but if you're the whatever, yeah, do it.
Oh, and X4 kind of. Oh, I thought you meant if you somehow went into some sort of brick state. Yeah, okay, let's do this.
Oh, I hadn't thought about it. Yeah.
X4 did. Yeah, X4 is going to.
It's good to have two droids. They understand droid things.
Yeah.
Because we have no idea about what those two are up to.
Hashtag droid problems. And this time, X4 is going to go as deep as he can. Okay. He fails. But what he does is records the progress, kind of records the failure. So you know where not to go, effectively, in your memories and in the pickup. And when you suddenly boot back up from what is effectively an hourglass moment, X4 goes, and that is, I'm sorry, I really thought we had it that time.
Well, we'll probably do better back on the asteroid.
So, yeah, I mean, some flashes did come up. You got the same thing of this person pointing this device at you, and now you're furnished with that information, and you've got some advantages to go for. Give me what would be bureaucratic? There's no investigation check in this. It pisses me off. I guess it would be either perception, or it would be negotiation. Negotiation is the one that would have the lowest bid.
If you want help, I am right here. we're in a very tight space. We're hearing all the conversation.
Yeah. What is this check in aid of?
Unless they speak in binary.
You get a moment of thinking, I wonder if that device was in the contract. And sure enough, you start looking through the contract. It's laborious. It's a long trip. If you want Nima to have a look through as well, you can absolutely, because this is just text, you can just copy paste it into a pad for her and give it to her.
Nima helps me shopping, so Nima knows contracts.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
That is a good way to see it.
Yeah, and she kind of owes you, so go for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your negotiation and what's your presence? It's probably better than both of mine.
Yes. My negotiation is it is 2 yellow and 2 green.
Yeah, so you should do the roll and take a blue from me because it is 1 green for me.
Okay, so you communicate the basic idea, the kind of inspiration to Nima, and Nima starts to do her homework as she's looking through all of the corporate speak. It's challenging, but not super challenging. It's only a diff 3.
Diff 3, okay. So do I have...
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I heard the words insurance document, I was thinking insurance fraud. Maybe his employers went to go and kill it.
That's inspiring rhetoric, don't... I could have just checking
Matar, that's his name.
Matar, yeah.
Yes. I was staring at it and just for some reason didn't clock that it was...
Matar the Twi'lek in the vault.
Yes, on Mayo in Tirana.
Yeah. I think Matara is one of my better characters in this so far. Just on a conceptual level, by the fact that there's this guy and he's a god as long as he stays in one place.
I can't use my influence power check on this because it's a fucking pad.
It's text. Yep. Sorry.
You're reading. You're doing homework.
Yeah.
You're going through legal things.
Nima, it is boring as hell. But yeah, so you eventually, after pulling out another pad and making lots of notes, you realize that JT's idea that maybe the device was part of the deal is only halfway there. It does say that as part of it, that all hardware that will be used to protect the client shall be subject to a scan from the top level software, the service software, to make sure that nothing has been changed. Now, in simple terms, even without a restraining bolt, or even with a restraining bolt, an assassin could program a droid to kill a humanoid, a living person, or do other things, because the restraining bolt just makes them obedient. It doesn't necessarily make them safe. So what would have happened is that JT's core programming. We all know about Ed's core programming, but JT's core programming obviously is like black box. It's not something that you can really access. It's something you can damage, but it's not something you can access and tinker with, because it is effectively his robotic soul. But above that, the top level software that gets added on top of that, which is kind of like training bolt-ons and things like that. In this case, his service software was provided in its entirety to this client, whoever's protecting this client. When you get to the point, and this is where your advantages come in, where you start looking through the various shell companies and things like that. There's the ISOS Corporation that apparently was behind all of this. You managed to follow enough of it back that you go, yeah, I mean, it could be another corporation, but looking at all these, I don't see why they would be interested in anything other than Issos. And you know that this is back into the corporate sector.
So, sorry, to summarize that, we think the Issos Corporation put something in this, contract to say that they should scan everything that everything that Paul Otter uses to make sure it
Including the
isn't.
droid.
Yeah, to make sure.
So they have in the contract, now that Nima's showing it to you, that a team provided by the client would turn up and go through every computer, every surveillance system, and then finally the protective droid, which was you. And now that you mention it, because it's not a memory that you lost, there was a rather lovely team that came in, and they were polite, and they checked to make sure that you hadn't been compromised in any way, and they put in a form of inquisitive software that you have in your that you still have in you. You haven't been wiped since. Where they checked to see if there was any homicidal tendencies towards the client.
Yeah, so this is not common, but not unheard of.
It's pretty common for droids that are going to be in mixed company that don't trust each other.
Right.
They'd go for an old-fashioned restraining bolt if you were a house droid. But if you were a set of droids that were, for example, a bunch of ambassadors and dignitaries that maybe have been at war with each other for a long time, what would probably happen is that the droids would be provided by a third party, and then both of the original parties would send along their experts to simultaneously check it out to make sure that they haven't been tipped to either side.
Right.
That they stay neutral. One of many things that bodyguard companies end up having to do. Bodyguard companies have a lot more to do a long time ago in a galaxy far away than they do now, and they have a lot to do now. So yeah, there's you can see that there's a kind of a standard thing. You've been scanned plenty of times before, and you've probably got a small collection of proprietary investigation software that's just kicking around in your mainframe somewhere.
Okay. So, on the way back, I'm going to prepare messages. I'm going to send them from this ship, not from anything that can be traced back to us.
Sure.
I'm going to send a message to my contacts in the Bounty Hunters Guild to find out if there are any historical bounties on Paul Otter, or any historical bounties on any employees of the Issos Corporation.
Sure. Okay.
I'm going to do pretty much the same to Matar, asking about any kind of enemies the Issos Corporation might have as well. I am going to send one to... No, I'm not going to send one to Osna. I'm just going to have one ready to give to Osna about the name of the hunting corporation that I was owned by, because they still haven't escaped my wrath. And I'm going to ask the team if they think I should involve Boss Ixo in this. Because Boss Ixo...
I think he's the best one we have to go with the preacher. Unfortunately, and he does... Well, while I don't trust him, he is good at what he does, and that is what he does.
Yeah, it's I'm curious though. If they pretty much... must have been some sort of plot, but why would they want to murder a bunch of make a droid murder a bunch of, like, hunting people. Like, a holiday place for rich people.
Accidents happen.
Accidents happen. Rich people usually are related to powerful people, which also involves, intimidation. You slighted me, so now I slight you. I ran across it during some of my bodyguard work too. It's not as uncommon as you'd think. Rich people love to screw over each other.
Ooh, I know what I'm going to do with Boss Ixo. I'm going to become a quest giver. I'm going to find some independents, contact them anonymously, probably through Nala, actually.
Yeah.
And say, I need Boss Ixo to look at something for me, but I don't want him to know it's me. So
Sure.
find some likely message. Find some, I don't know, like we were.
Professionally ignorant.
There
Not
we
a
are. That's the word.
problem. I'll get a suitable set of members. I'll say that this was somebody's pet, and they believe that they've been changed in some way.
That's what we want.
Not a problem.
And let me know how much it costs.
This one's on me.
Thank you. Yeah, trying to keep all the details as close as possible. Like
I like it. You're being machinistic. It's nice to see a Moriarty moment rather than just go in screaming. So let's go through the list. Bounty hunters first. Bounty hunters get back to you and say that the Issos Corporation has typically double figures in bounties on various members' heads at any one time. Usually not for the guys at the top. When it's a big moment and then normally a big payout as well. The Issos Corporation are weapons runners, weapons manufacturers. They do some ship parts as well, but they don't get too far into that because they don't want more bounties on their heads. They tend to be more about parts normally involving rare metals or isotopes. And they normally kind of cut a pretty safe path through the problems that corporations normally have. Then you have the when you talk about, because you gave them Paolota by name, didn't you?
Yeah.
They say that Paolota has been a recluse since his late teens. Up until 19, he was your usual, young, feeling like he's immortal, drinking, partying, all the rest of it. Typical corporation brat. And then at 19, just suddenly saw the light, became hardworking, recluse, leading from the top, took over the business it took over his position in the Issos Corporation from his father, and has been doing that ever since. Pretty much hasn't left the building that he entered at 19, other than for a few very choice business appointments.
Does his 19th birthday coincide with a certain event on a certain planet?
Pretty much, yeah. And they said, there's never been a bounty, to their knowledge, on Polota's head.
Interesting.
Matar, on the other hand, ends up setting up a long-range link with you and goes, Passant's boy. Yes, I know of him. Yes. Boring little thing. I've got a few boxes here with his name on it. Why do you ask?
Is there anyone who would want to kill him?
other than the baseline of people that would normally want to kill somebody this high up in a corporation to destabilize the economy in their favor.
Did his father have enemies?
Oh, plenty. No, of course, did. His father pretty much.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
It's that bad? Do you have a bird with you, Felicia?
Yeah, but a giant spider.
Oh.
I was about to say, it sounds like Felicia is the bird.
No, I should have closed the window. Oh, fuck.
Is it it's not, probably not the spider if it was flying, Felicia.
It's probably a crane fly, yeah.
Yeah. It's a långben, även.
Yes!
It's fine. He's friendly.
Crane, I am scared of everything with giant legs and is tiny.
He's friendly. He is super scared of you, and he can't harm you at all.
Phobias don't take that into account.
Yep.
No, so I'm reassuring her now that it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, monkey brain does not care.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Lizard brain does not care. Lizard brain says kill it with a homemade fire thrower immediately.
Invent fire thrower.
Oh,
That's the monkey
trust
brain
me,
talking.
I have the stuff I need.
Hey, Prime.
Now,
So
where the fuck
Hi,
is
Prime.
I'll carry on whilst Felicia goes on her second hunt of the night. So Matar says, the father, Passant, self-made man, was some middle-of-the-road executive. Hello, Wonk. I haven't seen you for a while. Last time I saw you was on Kate's channel. It says yes. Passant was a self-made man. Came out of the ranks of executives, all of which would have wanted to have killed him, I'm sure. Rose to the point where he became one of the cornerstones of the Issos Corporation. The rise to power cost him dearly. Cost him his wife, for one thing. We don't know whether or not she was assassinated and it was hushed up, or if she just left for other reasons, or was made to leave. Normally that's a good way to stop somebody reaching the top as they're just about to get to the top of their family life falls apart. But no, father and son, stalwart, with all the extra money and power. Powell had some pretty hot parties, it has to be said. He was known for being a bit of a party boy. And then just he must have had some sort of talking to, being shown the light by Daddy Dearest, and he pretty much was at his father's side from then on in every part of business. Excelled at everything that he did, of course, and his father wouldn't allow anything less. So when his father passed away, he pretty much just stepped into his shoes. I'd say he's a bit of a boring old thing now. Shrewd negotiator, though. Prefers with the higher level decisions to speak to people face to face, but for the most part will act through his intermediaries. Negotiated with me. I found him very compelling, a very powerful man. A person that I can respect.
There you are.
But as I say, grey, boring. I don't see why anybody would want to off him.
If we needed to, would you be able to set up a meeting with him?
Depending on what you've got as a hook, I guess. Mostly you'll go to a subordinate unless you've got a pretty good hook.
Right. Okay. Make a note. Get a hook.
Especially you. He doesn't trust droids as much. It's not that he doesn't like droids, it's just when it comes to doing business with droids, he usually uses the intermediaries.
I got it to leave through my room door, so now it's my roommate's problem and not mine.
Perfect.
So,
I have shifted the problem.
That looks like a big part of someone else's problem. What
There
we,
is the chance of it creeping in through the top of the door, but I
well, just gaffer tape the
doubt
door
that.
shut. It's fine.
Yeah, I think I have duct tape somewhere. I might do that.
That's fine. Yeah. And no, it won't get through because it's not a crawly spider; it's a flyy spider. They can't do the whole gap thing. How very interesting. May I ask what your stake is in this?
You
I'll
may
keep
not.
it confidential. Fair
That
enough.
doesn't matter.
Fair enough. Okay. Find a hook for me and I'll set it up for you.
I'll do my
I'll get the
best.
finder's fee on the other side, don't worry.
Okay. So that's the bounty hunter Matar. We've spoken to the boss whose name has lost. Where's
You've arranged Bossixo, but you haven't spoken to Bossixo.
Yes. I was thinking of our boss. Nala, there we are.
Nala. Yes, you've spoken to Nala.
Wow, that's the one name I should remember, surely.
Yeah.
Early.
Been there since session 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally the first
Yeah.
NPC we spoke to. So yeah, spoke to Nala. We'll need to speak to Osnar when we're back, and want to check my memory on the way back, or when we are back, and also want to see what these drones are doing. Yes, how are the drones doing?
Okay. So out of the drones, the first 3 have got a big folder of videos and pictures for you. 2 of them have got a lovely scan of the West Peninsula of the landmass that you set up the hunting grounds on, including a large array of sea life and seabirds. The third one, however, was taking a kind of pan and scan of the hunting grounds at the time. It has 3 pictures taken from what was a very brief firefight. I mean, the last fight that you had was about 24 seconds. And you can see that there is chaos. Absolute chaos. You can see that the staff are shooting at what looks to be the client's bodyguards that came with him. You can't see the client, but you can see that a telltale rifle blast coming out of what seems to be a vantage point, sniper style, is cracking through the middle of the picture, and you're pretty sure that's you. Looking at the direction of the blast bolt, it looks like it's about to hit one of the staff.
Oh.
The other thing you can see is that some of the members of staff you do not recognize, and you knew them all. However, some you do recognize, and they are either dying or dead.
Is it obvious that the staff I do recognise are fighting with the rest of the staff?
As far as you can tell from the 3 pictures that were taken.
Now that is interesting. I will show these pictures to everyone. It looks to me... Well, I don't recognise these ones. And I don't know why the others would fight unless the bodyguards started it. But... I don't know what to make of this.
Any possibility of my background as a hired gun to analyze the situation?
Absolutely, you can. You can go for a perception or a coercion check. Your choice. Either of them, now that you've got these high-def images up on the screen, the diff is 2.
Alright, I need to get some more perception, I see, but I do have one skill in coercion.
Yeah. Also known as badassery.
Yeah, I need
could I help there?
Depends on, is your will higher than 3?
No, but my coercion is 2.
Ooh. How does that work? Do I get 2 yellow, 1 green then instead?
So you take his coercion and apply it to your thing, so it's 2 yellow, 1 green.
Yeah.
Cool. How hard was it?
Diff 2.
Go for it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah!
Hey.
Yeah, 3 successes. You can see those are hired guns. Those are absolutely hired guns. The way they're holding their gun as well. You're not the biggest fan of guns, but you've killed a lot of people who hold them, and worked alongside people who hold them.
Guns are so passé.
Most of the staff that are fighting back are holding the guns like hunters. These are holding their guns like killers.
Yeah, that is actually interesting.
But they're wearing the same uniform.
What is the uniform? Do I recognize it?
They're all wearing the same hunter's uniform, like a safari uniform.
Yes.
For the Lone Star
something
Hunting
is
Company, or Lone
That's what it's
Star
called.
Safari Adventures.
Lone Star Safari Adventures Company, indeed.
Yeah.
Do you have any records of when these guys were hired? What did we see? Like any employee number or anything? A name tag? Because they
Well,
would
they-
have name tags.
They would have been new the second that shooting started. I would have known them before that.
Hmm.
It might be worth checking the data pad.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
second data pad has the forum on it, has the employee forum. Long story short, you take much of the flight, checking through it all, no sign of any new members of staff.
Do they have a name tag on them? Because the uniforms would have name tags, I assume, because that's how jobs.
You zoom in, and that's about the only thing that looks a bit weird. No name tag. No, my name is on there.
My suspicion is that they stole those uniforms.
It
Or-
is a very likely thing.
Or someone paid the Lone Star Safari Adventures Company to let them borrow some uniforms and to get rid of this one client. It would have to been a significant amount of money. The hired guns start the fight, the other safari workers defend themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they seem to have murdered the safari workers as well, which doesn't seem right.
I'm going to throw up a to-do list on the screen. So, because this is fire spray, we actually don't have all that much space. So
we're all
it's-
scrubbed.
It's like the the Millennium Falcon's game board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically, that's about the only space we've got. We've got this one table and a screen in front of it.
yeah.
It's that, some bunks, and some cells, and a cockpit. That's
Yeah, for all its size, you have about the same space as a camper van.
it. Yeah. So as we're all kind of squeezed in the bench,
Yeah.
Yeah.
staring at the screen. So I'm going
Yeah.
to put a to-do list up.
You're not very nice to cuddle, JT. You're very jagged.
We can work on that
Yeah.
later. To do, find Lone Star Safari Adventures Company corporate office. See if we can find any details.
Yes.
If they still exist as a company.
I very much doubt they do,
Yeah.
but
Would
defunct
you like
companies.
me to? I mean, they're the type of company that would try to hire people who know their way around the jungle. I can put out some feelers, see if anyone in my family has been in contact with them recently.
If you can do it quietly, yes.
Yeah, I'll just say I ran into some douche from that company and I want to duel him, but he disappeared.
Yeah, that seems like good enough cover.
It's not like they'll
Second-
look harder than that.
Yeah.
What are you
Also,
gonna
I'm going to
say?
ask Osnar about that. Second on the to-do list is find the source of these Vornskir.
Yeah. They have to have sourced them from somewhere, and if they have metal ships in it, someone must have done something.
There's also... I've got another working theory that the father wanted to scare his son straight. That might... It's...
Wouldn't
I-
be the oddest thing I've heard.
But
It wouldn't be the first time it's happened on the planet either. But normally they're not that lethal. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say, the fact is that everybody on the planet were killed, except for you.
Yes.
Which
I mean, that would
doesn't
scare somebody.
Yeah, that doesn't really scream petty argument to me.
No, that's true.
It screams either ruthless father or some form of rival.
I didn't get like the feeling that the father was ruthless from Masar, did I?
No. Incredibly skilled, very political.
Yeah.
Knew how to protect himself, but in a scale of corporate assholes, he wasn't particularly ruthless. No. He knew how to play a dirty game, but he wasn't like he didn't revel in it. He was a self-made man in that, he knew what to do to get to the next tier, but then he hit the top.
Do the drone cameras show who won the gunfight?
Well, the first two, of the three cooperative ones, the first two had nothing. The third had those three pictures. The other two are flat out refusing.
Yeah, this is a job for Tweak, I feel.
Yeah, and X4 says, "Do you want me to try on one of them and leave the second one to Tweak?"
No offense, I think we should probably leave them. Well, maybe we'll give one to Tweak and one to... no, don't trust Rummage with this. We'll give them both to Tweak.
Sure. X4 says, "Not a problem," and goes up and powers them both down, keeping their residual power for when you get back to the asteroid.
Tweak is from the old days. He's family.
Yeah, Tweak could die for you. He's part of the old crazy hair crew, and he's
He may have been on the ship when we were picked up. When I was picked up.
Yeah.
Very possibly, actually. It was because he would have been on there with some of the originals. So yeah. Some of which have died since, because we put that caveat in just in case other players turned up back when this was around the tabletop.
Dangerous business.
So, unless there's anything else, you get back to the asteroid, and you have no messages from Chevron at this time. And if you have sent the message ahead, Tweak will be waiting for you in the asteroid.
Yeah, that would very much so.
Good.
Hey! You said that you had droids, some sort of droid.
Yeah, gonna on a table. Dunk,
Hi, Minion.
dunk. And here's two working ones if you want a blueprint to go off. Dink, dink.
No. These look the same, but they're not the same.
Oh. What?
Yep. These are the type 7s, and these are the type 11s.
How old are
Same
they?
chassis, so that you can have them all looking the same. But because if you're just going to be buying the latest model, you want to have uniform. But no, there's a few things if you know what to do. Did I tell you I have a thing for cameras?
I think it came up once or twice. I think it came up when people were telling you not to put cameras everywhere.
Well, I like to stay safe, but people thought I was using it for other things, and starts blushing because when they suggested that he was using it for those other things, the thought had never occurred to Tweak, being delightfully on the spectrum as he is.
What was that question, Nima?
I was gonna say, how old are they? The Type 11s towards the Type 7s. I'm curious because if they've been bought after the incident and everyone's dead, that is particularly interesting.
Both of these are around about 13, maybe more years old. I think the Type 52 is out at the moment. Well, you should speak to Chevron more about this than me. He'll tell you that they change several times a year. That's why they look so similar. The Type 52s look different because so many changes, but between 7 and 11, there's only a few small changes, mostly internal.
Okay. So if they're...
He's effectively describing iPhones. They all look the same.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine then.
So can you get in them?
Oh, yes, no problem at all. I can plug them into the rig and they'll start singing, no problem at all.
Are you able to trace who buys these? Are these? I haven't.
Maybe.
If you could do that, that would be, very helpful.
I mean, 13 years or so, the network has had a lot of extra data since then, so it's going to be difficult, but not impossible.
Well, even if we just get some serial numbers, that if we perhaps find some corporate offices.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what I would do is look for liquidated asset files and see if the serial numbers are in there. Sorry, I've had some problems with synapses lately, and you can see that his cybernetic slicer thing, which takes up the back of his head, basically, is flickering quite a lot.
You've spoken to Geezer, haven't you?
Yeah. I've just been working for Nala a lot.
You take care of yourself.
I'll be fine. I got some rest coming up soon. Overworked cyborg.
Yeah. Like, JT is on the brink of telling him to rest first and then do this. But he's not gonna. He's gonna.
And you can see he picks it up and he starts taking...
However, if she picks up that he's very tired, she'll be like, it's fine if...
He's not tired, he's wired.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's been wired up for far too long.
You should probably rest for like an hour before you go for this.
No, I'm in the best place that I can be. You're just all very, very slow.
The rest, please.
Nima, you do the best that you can, but I'll be fine. And you watch as he suddenly jacks into JT through your comlink, not hacking into you, and in a femtosecond, the online presence of Tweak goes. She really doesn't get it, does she?
No, I mean, it's hard when they go at that kind of speed.
Once you've been going this speed for so long, and then you have to slow down and talk in this normal way, it's really difficult.
True, but you have the biological parts, which means you have to sometimes.
I know, it's such an expectation, but I do need to have some rest soon. I don't think my head has been below 30 degrees C for the last 2 weeks, so
don't burn yourself
need
out
to,
doing this.
No, this is simple compared to what Nala's been asking me to do.
Good.
And that happens in a femtosecond.
So I'll turn
he's
to
been
Nima.
clocking for too long. So yeah, he's definitely got to.
So after that, I'll go. He's fine. He's just going to take a little time. He's running as fast as I am at the moment, so it's worth doing right now.
Right.
Yeah. Sure. Currently in the zone. Don't lose it. And this Savant picks up the 2 drones, takes them to his rig, which is in the kind of in the storage area, sits down, jacks in, and starts basically. It's like a tennis match against a pro, and he's the pro. These 2 little cameras don't stand a chance, and he finishes and walks straight up and goes. If you don't mind, I need to speak to JT directly.
Of course.
Time slows down, and we go into droid speak, and he goes, "Well, this is interesting. They weren't part of the original system. They got brought in.
That doesn't surprise me somehow.
They apparently had to feed back to some sort of control center, and they were checking for these geotags, just devices that had tags on them. Whatever they were, they moved. Maybe other droids?
Sorry, say that again. They were checking for geotags, as in
they would be following a bunch of geotags and reporting back visual data, telemetry data, in real time to some sort of control matrix.
Do you know where that control matrix would be?
It would have been a ship or something.
Right. Do we have any registration for that ship, or is it?
Nah, they don't know that much. But I do know that they were following some strange hound-like creatures.
Ah, right. Okay. JT's gonna ask one of the others to get the mechanical part from the Vornska.
Sure. Victoria comes back, having neatly carved it out the back of the creature. A couple of minutes later, and he interfaces with you, JT. Yeah, that'd be it. It's got all the right transponder signals and everything.
Does any of this smell Imperial to you?
No, the Imperials wouldn't bother with, I don't know, remote control attack dogs. I mean, that's what it is. This device here is kind of like a negative reinforcement device. If they attack the wrong thing, the cameras obviously are there to tell on them if they do something other than the training. And this would basically, and he hooks it up to a battery, triggers something inside, and like a taser fire comes out of a tiny little port. This was strapped straight to their spine. Would have hurt a hell of a lot. Mind you, though, from the footage I've got of those bloody beasts, it's no wonder.
Okay. Well, we've hopefully we'll have a trace on the source of these beasts at some point.
These things weren't even turned on until the beginning of the mission, by the looks of it. They followed the dogs, hounds, whatever they are, through the. He knows nothing about xenology, so he's just like, yeah, it's an organic. I'm not interested. Followed them through some woods. They started homing in on a particular area, and then they started running towards a particular area. At first, there was a guard that spotted one of them, managed to get a lucky shot off and shot one of them in the side. It just knocked it down. It didn't kill it or anything. Then it started to hunt down a particular quarry, I guess. By that time, gunfire had started, and then after that, the dogs were recalled. It's very strange.
So the Type 11 ones don't have any images on them. It's only the geotag stuff.
Oh, they've got videos. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was describing to you. Is they followed the dogs through. The dogs were homing in on this target.
Right. Okay.
Then gunfire was going off in every direction, and the dogs got recalled.
Okay, so they got recalled before the gunfire stopped.
After the gunfire started, but before it stopped, yes.
So we still don't know who won the gunfight.
Weirdly, after the gunfight finished, the recall signal, which was just a kind of subsonic signal, most creatures wouldn't have been able to hear it. You might have been able to hear it. Stopped, which should have set the dogs back on the quarry again.
There's a lot of pieces of the puzzle, but it feels like we still haven't got the corner bits. Or maybe we've only got the corner bits and the middle's missing. I don't know.
It's
For doing that.
I mean, you're not talking to us because you're in the thing.
Yeah, I was about to say I will output the relevant details.
I if it's okay, I need to downtime now and resync because it's bad to go this fast for this long.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I'm off to my room. Can you bring me food in 12 hours?
Yeah,
Probably
we can
should
do that.
have some food now. When was the last time you ate?
I've had sustenance, but at the moment I don't want to go to sleep on a full stomach. Especially I tend to twitch more when I'm coming down. I might end up being sick. I've had some water. It's fine. Hey, is that Nutrigrain? Is that Nutrigrain yellow?
Yeah, we got a fair amount of that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we've got a bunch of it for some reason.
He picks one up and goes, the food of champions, and puts a couple in his pocket and walks off to his room.
Yeah, I'll get Sneezy to bring him a pod and noodle in 12 hours.
Sure. There's quite a few now that Chevron's not around to devour them all. So
I assume
Yeah, we need to get rid of those too.
it's just. I don't know if Simon's already know this, but
I think you're about to take the words out of my mouth. Go for it.
no, I was gonna say that it's. I was gonna tell you that it's 11 because sometimes
It
you
is
don't
11
notice.
o'clock, yeah. And we're at a good point. Ed's got a bunch of the... I'm trying not to be Twitch now. Sorry, not Twitch, Tweak. Twitch was the successor to Tweak because this is my old Cyberpunk character. So, yeah. Yeah. Tweak was 2EK. That was his handle. And, yeah, he was on the spectrum before he went cyborg. And then after he went cyborg, he had his synapses fried one too many times, which is why he twitches too much in when he's out of the Matrix. When he's in the Matrix, he's a suave motherfucker.
Yeah, I can
He's a
imagine.
completely different person. So we're going to leave Ed there with a bunch of puzzle pieces, as he says, to help him find the corners. And we are going to call that it for today. Thank you for everybody for listening and bearing with us. And we will be with you on Friday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. as per usual, for our next session of The Benefactor with Nick, Kate, and again Felicia and Corinne. Thank you for your
This
continued
week is
devotion
gonna
to
be
our
a
campaign.
good week.
Oh,
for
no.
the Benefactor.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
no.
Well, I have I have some I have to book some time with Felicia to go over the over some details. For the most part, I'll be running it based on Felicia's original written thing for Atlas Aran. But there's certain details that I'm going to make sure I've got down and right.
Yeah.
But also, Felicia, feel free to correct me on anything that I don't hit the mark on during the session.
Yeah, that's
as well.
why we're gonna have a day and just talk through it beforehand. Because
Yep, and
Tori
I'm-
already knows what she's expecting.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm
I
going to
know
take
what's
notes in that
gonna
session for the session between you and me for updating the Atlas Aran page in the Illyria guide as well.
Yeah.
Which I need to get back to. Putting more chapters in because I've got lots of notes. I just need to turn them into actual things and get a bit more art as well. I need to find a good terrain artist eventually. Yeah, I've got it. I've looking for a mech artist as well because Lancer. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't do mechs yet. I
Well, there's
have
a
a
guy I
hard
met in-
enough time with the armors in Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, I met a guy in Comic-Con, Alex something. I think he's either Alex Hall, or Alex Mills, or Alex Reed. I can't remember. But his mechs were amazing, and I want to one day commission him because my Lancer Hollywood and his new
Yeah, good luck
iteration.
with finding a mech artist
Legend
to commission because they tend to be very expensive.
Yeah, they're all in the 60-80
It's
range.
a very specific skill to draw mechs.
Yeah, and considering I want this mech to be playing a full-story guitar, it's going to be a weird one even for them.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yes, we will see you guys at 8 p.m. Friday night. Until then, big thank you to Felicia, Corinne, and Ed for their story today. And as always, I am your tired but tireless DM, Simon, and it is as always a pleasure. We will see you later. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Night.